Hey everyone, welcome to my online classroom for Leaf Algebra. This is my first video lesson, so I'm going to do the best that I can. And if you have any questions, email me. So our first lesson is on 1 and 2 step equations. So first, make sure you have the Graphing Calculator app. You can download that for free. So today we're going to talk about inverse operations, the opposite of addition, subtraction, and vice versa. Multiplication goes with division. And then the tough ones, squared and square root, go together. They undo each other. So I'm going to go through some examples with you. The first thing I want to talk about is, let's say you're solving an equation and you see a fraction. So we have x divided by 2 is equal to 8. The opposite of dividing by 2 is multiplying by 2. So I'm going to multiply by 2 on both sides, and my opposites cancel, and I'm left with 8 times 2 on the right side, which is 16. If you see a fraction next to your variable, there's still secret multiplication right in between there. So I'm going to do the opposite of multiplying by a half, which is dividing by a half. And when you're dividing by half in your calculator, you can use math num up to type it in. And 8 divided by a half is still 16. Another way you can solve this, which is going to be useful when we're dealing with letters, is to flip the fraction. You have to turn the right side into a fraction. Any integer can be turned into a fraction by putting it over 1. I'm going to take 2 and I'm going to flip it. The opposite of being on the bottom is being on the top. I'm going to move it right next to that 8. That's parentheses for multiplication. Cross it out. And 1, the opposite of being on the top is being on the bottom. Multiply that, cross it out, multiply across, and I get 16 over 1, which is just 16. So all these are the same exact question, just different ways to solve it. The next one we're going to do, let's skip that for now. Let's look at our problem with Homer Simpson. So his problem was k minus 7 equals negative 12. He subtracted by 7 on both sides, which is incorrect because the opposite of minus 7 is plus 7. So he definitely should have, let me highlight that, added here instead of subtracted. Although he did combine negative 12 and negative 7 correctly to get negative 19. So maybe he'll get partial credit for that. So let's solve a two-step equation here. We have 3x plus 5 equals 16. I want to start with the number furthest away from x that's still on the same side as it, which is plus 5. The opposite of plus 5 is minus 5. All right, I cancel out my 5s. I bring down 3x equals negative 16 minus 5 is negative 21. And my final step, we have 3 times x. The opposite of multiplying by 3 is dividing by 3. So I'm going to cancel out my 3's, bring down x equals negative 7. And there's your two-step equation. Okay, let's keep going here. All right, so the first thing I want to do, I have some of this pre-written already. The opposite of minus 10 is plus 10. I'm going to add 10 on both sides. Cancel out my opposites. That's totally gone now. I bring down my 2/3 x. Negative 12 plus 10 is negative 2. Now, in between the 2/3 and the x is multiplication. The opposite of multiplying by 2/3 is dividing by 2/3. So I'm going to divide both sides by 2/3. That cancels. And in my calculator, I type that in with math num up, and I get x equals negative 3. All right, so if you have any questions, send me an email or use my Google number to text me. And that is it. I'm going to stop the video.